Good afternoon, good day, everyone. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day as we go over some fantastic lead and appointment options with Safe Money events today. My name is Tim Watts. I'm joined by Sergio Blanco. We are both annuity sales directors over here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We're joined today by Clifford Blodgett from Safe Money events. He's going to be going over a few of the options that we have available with this great program. Before we turn it over to him, Sergio and I have a few things that we wanted to tell you about why other agents love working with us over here at IAMS. We will have a few polls and opportunities to ask questions during the webinar, so definitely make sure you stay engaged when we launch those polls. And if you do have any questions, there's a questions box. Feel free to put those in there and we will get those answered. The first thing I wanted to highlight today is our commitment to delivering best-in-class customer service for the agents that we work with. One of the ways that we do that is answering all of your phone calls with a live person. You never have to worry about that dial-by-name directory or leaving a voicemail to someone who didn't set their out-of-office up. You're going to get to a live person, and if you can't get to me, maybe I'm on vacation, and then we're going to get you over to Sergio, who can take care of those annuity needs. So with that, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Sergio. He's got a few other pieces of why agents love working with us over here at IAMS.
Thank you, sir. So our new producer builders are, for those of you who are new to us at IAMS, these bonuses are available based on your production level in your first 180 days of contracting with us. We have great levels that you can qualify at, and as you can see inside each level are some great options for you. We've got incredible business building tools, personal perks for you, and even cash rewards available. If you would like to know where you stand towards your new producer builder, or if you would like to have a conversation about how to achieve that next level, please give us a call. Talk to me, Tim, or any one of the sales directors. Another business builders program we provide for our agents is our referred producer program. I do see a couple of advisors on with us today that have taken advantage of this program. Our business on the wholesale side of the industry is similar to yours in the field, in that one of the best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. This is why we want to make it worth your while to refer a producer to us. That being said, when you refer a producer to us, they get contracted, we will cut you a $50 thank you check. Now, where the real money comes in, as your referral writes business, you will receive an override on that business. Our ownership team, Charles, Steve, Curtis, and Chris, they sign checks for thousands of dollars every quarter. With that being said, if you can think of anyone that could benefit from doing business with our team, please type their information in the questions box, or you can email me at sergio@iamsinc.com that information. Below that is our marketing reimbursement program, which is our most popular program that we offer. For every $100,000 in FIA premium, it gets you $100 in your marketing reimbursement account. Why this is so popular and lucrative for our advisors is we truly do consider this to be your money. You have the flexibility on what services, when, and who you use these funds with. Again, it's your marketing reimbursement. We don't tell you the vendors you have to use. We do recommend vendors that we partner with and leverage reduced rates and preferred services. We also have our creative team to create a marketing strategy and provide in-house services. If you'd like to know how much is in your marketing reimbursement account or have a conversation about how to utilize it, give your sales director a call here at our office. We would love to speak to you about that. Back office support, this is another way we add value to your business. This is the core of IAMS and how Charles Huring founded us 36 years ago. We want to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder. We are going to do that with great business building tools and resources. Of course, advanced case design assistance, life and annuity quotes is an area that we assist with. We're going to get you those illustrations that you requested within 24 hours. And I mean, quite honestly, in reality, we'll get that to you much quicker, usually within the hour. Submission to commission support is handled by our new business teams. Mackenzie heads up the annuity team, and Michelle heads up the life side. They have fantastic teams who work tirelessly to help you get commission quicker. We will scrub your applications, submit them on your behalf, do the administrative tracking, and get you updates on the cases needed. We do this to ensure that you get commission as quickly as possible. This is a service that we provide to our valued producers and how we help you grow your business by keeping you in front of clients while our team handles the back office support for you. Our website is a great tool for our producers to use and another reason to work with IAMS. Once you are contracted, you have full access to everything you see on the slide and so much more at iamsinc.com. If you haven't registered for the website, it's very simple to do. So when you're done with this call, go ahead and create an account. We'd love to see you on there. A lot of great resources are available to you, including illustration tools, online forums, product grids, product news, industry updates are out there for you as well. Firelight eApps. This is a simple sign-on at iamsinc.com. Technology is where the industry is going, and Firelight is a top-notch site streaming the application process. Most of our carriers are on our eApp platform, so you can go to one site to submit business. It is COVID-friendly, and some carriers are going to eApp only for some of their product lines, and will also offer extra comp for utilizing the eApp platform. Make sure you ask your sales director before you submit a paper app if you can earn more commissions by doing eApp. Utilizing our Firelight platform accelerates the application process substantially. The eApp platform helps you submit business in good order the first time. This also reduces the processing time of your business and gets you paid quicker. And as I mentioned previously, this is a single sign-on at iamsinc.com, as we have integrated our business with Firelight so you can have the most efficient and effective way to submit business. We do have a full in-house creative team. We can help you help your practice, and a lot of items are turnkey and available for you. Many of our sales resources are white labeled, so we can simply impose your contact information, your business logos onto it. Speaking of logos, Agency Solutions is an expertise for our team. If you haven't created a full customized brand for you and your agency, we can help you with that. This is going to assist you with name recognition, which grows your natural market organically. Lastly, digital marketing solution is a very popular topic around IAMS. We can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, and more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information. Making sure you are accessible and represented in those market lanes are beneficial to growing your business. Reach out to myself or one of our sales directors with a call when this webinar concludes to talk to them about how you can access IAMS Creative. We can certainly get that ball rolling for you. We founded IAMS Wealth 6 years ago now. What we've done is grow this division on IAMS very organically. We've helped advisors become IARs and pass the Series 65 at a very successful clip. Once we have you registered, we will bring great value to your practice with an incredibly competitive fee structure for both you and your clientele. We have great technology and a great investment platform. This has been a major growth sector of our business, and assets under management could be a major growth sector for your business as well.
Thank you for that, Sergio. Appreciate it. Just a couple more slides here, and we'll get it turned over to Clifford. We just hosted our second Annuity and Life Insurance Academy this July, and it was actually last week. At these events, we do cover all of your cost. We add a tremendous amount of value with around 20 presenters going over those top annuity and life insurance products. We take a deep dive into the marketing strategies like Safe Money events that other agents across the nation are employing and having huge success with, as well as get you some additional sales strategies for annuities and life insurance clients. With that being said, I am going to go ahead and launch the first poll. If you'd like to get some more information about attending the next academy, definitely click on that yes there. We do have around 100 people who normally register for these events, and we only have room for around 35. I know we're around 10 full already, so we've got room for 25 more, so plenty of time here. This is going to be September 25th through the 27th. Again, it'll be at our Omaha office. We're partnering with Silac and North American on this, so two fantastic carriers there as well. Going to go ahead and close this poll. Thank you for everyone who voted. Appreciate that engagement there. Thank you. There you go, Clifford. One of the things that I really like about Clifford and his Safe Money events marketing is we've worked with him and his team hand in hand in developing these strategies. And when we do that, we're working hand in hand with the agents as well. So the feedback, the ability to get you that customized marketing strategy to get you in front of those right clients that you work the best with. I think that is a big advantage of working with Clifford. So with that, I am super excited to introduce Clifford. The floor is yours, sir. You're muted.
Thanks for that introduction. I'll try it again for the second time here. So anyway, I wanted to kind of just take a step back from what Tim just said about the the relationship that we have with IAMS. So we do lead generation, we do appointment setting, we do all those digital marketing pieces. I think that what makes this relationship different is that we work hand in glove with IAMS. So not only will you have an IAMS touch point for any questions that you have, also your annuity salesperson is probably or is supposed to be keeping an eye on your appointments and leads and helping you with that. So through that process, not only are you getting digital leads and prospects, you're also getting sales coaching and sales mentorship. Through that process, the team at IAMS is constantly talking to each other about what other advisors are having success with, or if they have questions, they're able to reach out to other advisors who are having success with the program or sales managers to make you better. So don't ever discount that. We're not just giving you access to a spreadsheet or a CRM and being like, there you go, see you later. So good stuff there. Today, we're going to talk about digital lead generation and done for you lead generation. First part of this presentation is on events. So like we usually start with here, when it comes to 2024 event numbers so far, we're seeing about 38 buying units and oh my goodness, 38 buying units off of 64 registrants. So buying unit is a family, but registrants might be one person, it might be a couple, right? So that's where that number comes in. Hot topics, taxes and retirement, retirement income planning, legacy planning, all big ones. The legacy planning has been blowing it out this year. So definitely some good stuff there. When it comes to educational workshops, we're talking 43 buying units with 70 registrants. So we're getting a higher sign up, but we're getting a lower show up rate. So about 40% of those people are showing up, or 17 buying units are showing up. And the top topics there are Social Security, taxes and retirement, and retirement income. But we have had some people do the legacy planning pieces there too. So good success there. When it comes to our legacy lock, this goes back to the sales solutions that I'm talking about. You do the legacy planning event. If you're already doing legacy lock, it's the easiest sell. It's just like boom, everything's connected right there inside. So average of 44 buying units per legacy lock, legacy planning event with 72 registrations. And then we've also done some webinars with 83 buying units for those. Now that might be split up over 2 or 3 or even 4. With a webinar, we can do up to 4 events. So so good stuff there when we're talking about the numbers that we're generating for a webinar event. All right. Here's just a quick glance over some of those numbers. You'll see here in the middle, legacy lock 108, some 90s. We had an educational event in Mississippi that had 125 registrants and 85 buying units. So great numbers across the board this year. This is just probably about half of everything that we've done, and probably the better half, wink, wink, of what we've done. But that's kind of where we're at. So the truth is, event marketing still works. Seminars and workshops still prove to be the most consistent and cost-effective method for generating prospects for financial advisors and insurance agents. So still a very viable product. Some great numbers to think about. Meta has almost 200 million active users in the United States. 33.8 million of those are baby boomers. 78% of all of the baby boomers are on Facebook, and 32% of those are also on Instagram. And we know that baby boomers spend about 27 hours online every week. That's more time than they spend watching the news. And we know that they also have like a holistic view that social media is improving their lives or making them better. So that's where we come through with those numbers. When it comes to dinner seminars, pick a time and place, complete our questionnaire, and then you're going to leverage our brand and watch the registrants lineup. So what's included is a registration page, emails, text messages. I'm going to go through step by step on all of these things, but essentially $24.99 down to $34.99. Those are our prices, and so you'll see the projected units that we're projecting. We guarantee 20 units for any event that we do. So if we're under 20, then you get a $500 reimbursement on your next one, if it fits our criteria for that. So hotels are tough. That's one that we generally don't guarantee, or they can be tough. We've had success with them too. Community centers can be tough. Those are the things that we kind of keep an eye out for and try to have advisors stay clear of them. So here's an example of registration page, what they click on when they see this page. So times, dates, topics, bios, disclosures, those type of pieces. This is what the hybrid confirmation sequence looks like in a nutshell. So registration made all the way through till the day of the event. Now, the biggest part here is this advisor reach out period in the middle. And this is where, if you don't have a process built in, just use ours. Let our appointment setters or our confirmation callers handle this part for you. They're amazing. It's $500 and they take care of it. And you're going to have a way better idea of knowing how many people are going to actually show up to your event. So this part in the middle here where we talk about the confirmation call service available, it's $500 on top of what you're paying for. Excuse me, before that. So,
hey Clifford, what does that service include? So, because I believe we advertise for 3 full weekends before the event. So somebody registers on that first weekend. What could we expect from that call center team?
So the call centers don't start reaching out for confirmation calls until about 7 days before. 8 days is a stretch. They've done hundreds of events, if not thousands of events, and calling any earlier just doesn't seem to change their numbers. So they call about a week out, get all of the confirmations. You're gonna have access to a spreadsheet, which will then show you all the people who have confirmed, and you'll have a better idea of how many people are actually going to show up. One of the common misconceptions here is I showed you a big list there before of how many people signed up for an event. So like, let's say we have 100 registrants for an event. We get a fall off from those confirmation calls, probably about 30 to 40%. And then even from that 30 to 40%, we're going to get another fall off of how many people actually show up. So it takes 30 to 40%, and then another 30 to 40% after the second part, and that's where we're kind of sitting at when it comes to what the expectations for the event should be. Did that answer your question, Tim?
Yeah, so on days 7, 8, like the team calls them every day, or they call them until they get a hold of them and confirm that you've got directions, they know exactly where and when to be.
Yeah, they call them with they give them directions. They call them, ask if they have any questions. They're very polite. They get on the phone to talk to people. They're not in a hurry to get people off the call. So they're a good representation of your brand. They'll get to know you a little bit, especially in your first one. They'll give you a call just to say, hello, this is who we are. We're going to be calling for you. They call about 3 to 4 times, and they text message and they email as well. So they take care of all the touch points that they can to get you the best show up rates for that. What happens in that middle is there's an online brand pushing you to an event, but it's really easy to just be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Or when the day comes, be like, yeah, I'm kind of tired. But if you've had someone who's reached out, now you're putting a person to the brand, you're putting a person to the process. It's out of the ether. It's a real piece here now. And they're like, you know, Joe's expecting you at our event. You know, so it's a big touch point for you, and one that shouldn't be taken very lightly. So
perfect. Yep. Nope. That got me what I needed. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So what's included? Here's some of the examples of the paid media placements. So we're leveraging targets. So another difference from what we do is we're not just looking at zip codes or dropping a pin like, oh, our event's at, you know, Papados, and we're going to go 10 miles outside of that, or 15 or 20, depending on the population. We're going to look at the geographical area. We're going to look at demographic points like house values, income, you know, wealth maps, if you will, around the area. We're also going to look at traffic patterns. So, you know, areas like Tacoma, Seattle have major thoroughfares. So, you know, you drop a pin, you might have 20 miles, and you know, that's out in water. That doesn't do anybody any good. So where does the traffic come? You know, how easy is it for them to reach those events and get to those pieces? So those are the pieces that we're looking at. We're also using YouTube ads, and we also have our own proprietary third-party retargeting network. So people that have shown interest, we're going to hit them on a number of different other places as well to keep reminding them of the event that they've chosen to look at. This is just an example of the thank you page. We're going to set them up right. So, you know, they get done, they've registered. Now we're going to give them directions, calendar to the events as well. Hopefully they put it right down on their calendar. What also is included is your seminar dashboard. So a central repository to all of our campaign event data. You can leave notes with your team all here in one space. So here's an example of a team that's working together inside of the dashboard. You can see the movement, and then if you click inside those, there's lots of notes and people that have called. If you work with our confirmation call setters, this is an example of kind of like what they're doing on their end for you to let you know what's going on from there. Also, what's included is this content that's already been done for you. So you'll see we've got 4 presentations here that are available for you. They're very vanilla. They're just kind of like the start of a good presentation. Retirement income planning, legacy lock, annuity, and Social Security. The annuity rank presentation is available. It just doesn't seem to draw the same audiences that these other ones or these other topics do. So essentially, those topics are available, and then you can ask the IAMS team if you ask them really, really nice, or ask Tim or the project managers over there to to help you finish your, you know, you should have a slide about yourself at the beginning, maybe calls to actions at the end, those type of pieces. And that's kind of like more about that symbiotic relationship between IAMS and Safe Money events there as well. We've talked about dinner events, and now we're going to talk about educational events. So the thing for me is these are all like run on the same chassis. It's just a matter of changing the venue, and then the numbers change a little bit. So like you'll see like the numbers up here, the 20 units, 25, those are the projected units from there. So libraries, community centers, community colleges are amazing for these type of events, or even, you know, satellite campuses and stuff like that do great. Same structure as the dinner seminar. It's just, you know, an educational event. When advisors call me and they ask, you know, it's usually one of these things where it's like, do you like to be like a party host, or do you like to be a like a teacher or the smartest person in the room. Go with your gut. Go with what suits you best. If you can't sit there and watch somebody eating a plate of your food who has no intention of setting an appointment with you, dinner seminars aren't the thing for you. But if you like to be a teacher or know your stuff, educational event might be where you're at in your career. So the other thing is virtual workshops. So these are for people who like to work the numbers. They like to do them every month. They like to do them every 2 weeks. They're constantly doing a webinar. Same chassis, same works, same, everything else is the same. We're going to do lead generation to them. We're going to pick a little bit broader areas. So like we could do a whole state. We could do ages 55 and over, homeowners that live in Colorado, Wyoming. You could pick a bigger area. You can also pick more niche presentations. So you could say, I want to work with police officers, or I want to work with city employees or something like that. And know that the numbers are going to be different, but you're talking to exactly who you want to talk to in those situations. We use a piece of software called Big Marker, and that's where the presentation is. And we're going to push people right to your Calendly page. So virtual workshops right there on your Calendly page. Okay. So what's next? If you're interested in setting a time like this, number one, get a time and place organized with your library or dinner place or whatever you're going to do it. And then go to savemoneyevents.com, click on the dinner educational events button, and then we're going to lead you through a really simple form. It's 8 pages, but it's all like name, email, phone. The biggest pieces for us is disclosures, logo, bio, those type of pieces, so we can fill out the pages correctly the first time and we don't have to go back through and set things up twice. So pretty simple and pretty straightforward. And at the end of it, you are going to pay. So the good news is you're going to get a receipt. You can take that right to Tim if you've got marketing credits, and they'll reimburse you for it. And we're going to start working right away from that. So the $34.99 goes right to it, and then we're going to start sending that money to Meta and getting your account built, or getting your event built out. Now, Tim mentioned before how far out the call centers need to know. For us, if it's your first event with Safe Money Events, we ask you give us 6 weeks. If you've done an event with us before, 4 to 5 should be good, because we might have all of your details already, and we can just kind of take pages and use the same pieces over and over and again. So, so that's kind of how that goes. Let's see. Now we're going to switch focus and talk about something completely different. So video sales letters. So a video sales letter is, well, it's a page with a presentation that's been pre-recorded on hot topics that we're generating leads, to your account for. So right now we're doing legacy maximization, taxes and retirement, and annuity rank are the types of leads that we're running campaigns for. And here's just some numbers for folks that we're running them. So good legacy numbers, these are lead generation programs. Now, I also include the number of appointments that we've set for those people, because we do take all of those leads and run them through a 28-day 28-day appointment setting, or we're trying to appointment generation process on your behalf. That's just kind of the value add for this. But essentially, it's a lead generation program, and what we're running from there. So if you were to take annuity lead gen programs that are out there now, compare them head to head, you're going to see a lot of differences. Most notably with the cost effectiveness of what we offer here. So in the first 4 weeks of our annuity rank, our annuity rank piece or campaign in Pennsylvania, we've generated 34 leads, and we've generated 5 appointments from that. Okay. So if you were to buy annuity leads from a reputable lead gen place, that right there is about $1,200 or $12,000 worth of leads there. So I've seen annuity leads anywhere from $250 to $400 lately. So, you know, you do the math. When we get to our price point, which is $6,000 to set this up, that's 3 months, and we're going to run it 3 months, and you're going to get as many leads as you can or as many leads as that campaign handles. So, you know, that's only 1 month into it, and we're 34 into it. So, great cost, you know, cost benefit there for our advisors. I also have the annuity rank down there in Florida. So 21 leads through 3 weeks with 2 appointments. I just got a call from that guy the other day, and he said he talked to his first billionaire ever in his life. So he was like over the moon. I can't guarantee billionaires, but that's the first time I've ever heard an advisor come back to me and say, oh, I actually talked to a billionaire in any of my lead gen campaigns. So some good stuff there. All right, so these ads are going to run over here. They push you to the VSL or the video sales letter page. And then from there, they have the option to opt into the calendar automation, or they're going to go down here into this automation sequence where we're going to hit them 28 times in just the first 8 days. But our sequences run about 28 days total. But this 28 days is usually where we see the conversions being made. But we do, you know, 20 days out, 25 days out, we'll still see conversions from there as well. Here's the prospect's path. They see this landing page. They go to this page to watch the presentation. All of our presentations are professionally done, and then they you know, lead to your appointment page for the appointments to be made. Here's an example of that appointment generating process that we're launching on your behalf every day. Traffic resources, like we said before, Facebook, Google, YouTube. We're going to set these appointments. They're dynamic ad sets, so there's literally hundreds of thousands of different combinations of ads that we can be running. We're going to leverage our custom audiences. So Facebook uses custom audience features, which means we know what type of people are clicking on our event ads, what type of people are clicking on legacy type of ads. We can take those and say, hey, Facebook, we like these kind of people. Can you give us more people that look alike these people? And that's why our costs are lower than a one-to-one spend if you were just to go in there and do it under your own brand, because we're leveraging our custom audiences to get us to this piece. So we're also going to ask relevant topic or relevant fields. So in legacy, it's like, what's your biggest pain point on legacies? For annuity rank, it's how old is your annuity and what's the original principal from there. So good stuff there. Our ultimate goal is to set appointments on your calendar, but you're gonna, at the end of it, you're also gonna have a bucket full of leads. So you know, it's a good process there. So we're gonna go kind of topic by topic, but essentially annuity rank, high intent, ready to talk. You're gonna have a call to action at the end of it, and we're trying to set these. Think of it as we're setting second appointments for you. These people have already listened to a 10 to 15 minute presentation about annuity rank and what it is. They're coming to you to get the report, right? So good content there. Our cost per appointment is about $250 to $300. Our cost per lead is about $100 to $120. So you know, people are seeing great ROI on what we're providing to them, and we're gaining knowledge of how old the annuities are and the original principles that were generated before you even call the people. You'll know those pieces as well. Now, like I mentioned before, the sales relationship with IAMS, you take that person, all they have to do is take a picture of the front of their of the front of their statement, or they send you their last, you know, yearly statement or whatever, and the IAMS team will work with you to create a free custom report that then you can deliver to that prospect, right? I have seen a couple of them now, or not more than a couple, but people taking screenshots of their reports and sending them right to the advisor, you know, within, you know, 10 minutes of their appointment. So good stuff there, good conversations, and good start to those annuity topics. Comes to smart tax strategy, that's taxes and retirement. Again, we're talking about the retirement income nest eggs, the tax bomb of 2020, what is it, 25 or whatever. Again, $250 cost per appointments is our goal. We're targeting high net worth individuals, and essentially the two questions we're asking is how long until you're retired, and how much retirement savings do you have right now? And then the last one is legacy lock. So what's your biggest concern in legacy? We're generating a boatload of leads here. The conversions to events is a little more difficult in this one. We're constantly tweaking it. But like I said, if you're already doing legacy lock, these should be easy slam dunk, appointments. You get in there, you get them into the legacy lock program. Court and Jeremy will have it figured, or you've already built your own sales process to go the whole way through. Again, what you're going to see is appointments on your calendar and an automated email at the time of the appointment set. And when it comes to how you handle them, we have a list of do's and do's nots, but essentially remembering that it is a second appointment. You might have to call these people more than once. So, life happens, call them at the time of the appointment, call them 8 minutes after the appointment, call them 15 minutes after, call them the next day. The lead and the appointment are yours, not selling them to anybody else. So keep working them, keep calling, until you get through to a warm body. It's all yours to work. We're not going to take it or sell anyone else your leads or appointments. They're yours. Okay. Essentially, when we launch these things, the first 1 to 2 weeks, we keep an eye on your calendar, make sure everything's reporting correct. Then we're going to have kind of a paid traffic performance kind of like checkup as well. Resolve any calendar issues that we might have. It never fails. Time zones are tough for computers to handle sometimes. And then after that, we're just going to work with the IAMS team for follow-up appointments and any gaps in the process. You will have access to an account manager on the IAMS team, besides having your sales manager who always will, or your annuity salesperson who will be on all the emails as well. So you'll have a team that have your back in that whole situation the whole way through. So good stuff there moving forward. $6,000 for the first 3 months, $4,800 to renew after that. Okay, everything that we just talked about is included. You pick a topic and we go from there. That is a 3-month spend, folks. So that is $6,000 that we're spending over 3 months to generate leads for you. It's not, that's not just a random number that we pick out. It's so we can generate 3 months of leads. And remember, I have to keep telling people, we're building you a pipeline of prospects, and we're building you a pipeline of appointments. So the first couple of weeks, we might see a lot of leads coming through, and the appointments might start to trickle. But it's definitely kind of like a steamrolling, like waterfall kind of like process after that. Okie dokie. And how do you start? Again, go to Save Money Events, go to our video sales letters questionnaire, which is right there on the front page. It's like 4 pages long to go through that one. Pick a topic, license disclosures, any additional email addresses you want leads sent to, and then you pay and we're good to go. I'll give you, we'll be in touch with you in the next week or so. And then we kind of go from there to figure out, we'll be in touch with you the next week. Really, all we have to do is integrate your calendars, and we're done. We're ready. We're off to the races after that. So a very simple program and a very quick program. So from the time you pay till the time we launch can be at most 2 weeks. So, all right, Tim, I have finished. Is there anything you'd like to
Yeah,
go
thank you for that great presentation. Appreciate it, Clifford. We do have, you want me to take my screen back? Hold on a second
yes,
here.
Please. Yeah.
All righty here, just to make sure I'm showing the right screen.
And we have a few minutes, so if there were any questions, I'm more than happy to stay on.
All right, so we do have a couple questions. The first one is, any experience with theaters or movies?
Okay, so we did a bunch of movies, about a year or two ago. We've done them. We've had success with them. It's the same chassis that we're doing all the other lead generation off of. It's $39.99 for us to do the whole thing. The reason the price difference is different is because we generate a lot of leads. Like I'm talking like 200, 250 leads for the movie theater piece. And so it costs more for us to have the confirmation calls to do them, because then the confirmation company charges us more money to handle just the sheer amount of calls that they're handling. So $39.99 to do the movie theater events. And then it's still on the advisor to book the cinema. And then if you're going to use, like, let's say Doug Orchard's BBD movie, the Baby Boomer Dilemma movie, you have to reach out to Doug Orchard Studios and request to rent. I forget the term for it, but essentially you get a one-time screening of the movie, and they send you a hard drive that you take to the movie theater. So the whole process, it's very simple, but it is costly. Like, so movie theaters can cost anywhere between $3,000 to $4,000, depending on what the movie theater, what you're offering to give people at the movie theater. And then I want to say that the last time I looked at what the Doug Orchard, and I think you just have to go to Doug Orchard Films or Google that, and on his website it leads you right through the process of how to get the movie from him. It's super simple. It's very streamlined. So you do that and you get the movie, and I want to say that the movie is like another $1,200 from there as well. So it's another option. It just wasn't very popular. I don't know, Tim, did you have any? I haven't had anyone do one this year. We had a bunch of them at the beginning of last year, but nothing really this year. So that's kind of what I've seen.
Yeah, I haven't had any agents with the movie strategy this year. I think that was more in 2023. I don't know, sometimes it's not bad to explore something. And, I think a lot of it has to do with how cheaply you can get the movie theater. And that's going to vary, dramatically depending on, the area and the date and time. But it is a different strategy, especially for that agent who doesn't necessarily excel in presenting in front of a lot of people, because the call to action is the movie, right? That's painting the story and getting you, like you said, a plethora of folks. So, I think it might be something to explore, but you'd want to vet it out and make sure it's going to be the best option for you, because we have a lot of different options.
Yeah, those are two good points. So I'll definitely reiterate. The best part about this is you literally go in, introduce yourself, play the movie. Don't go in there and present or anything. You play the movie, and the movie does all the conversions, and then you have people hand in cards at the end of it, and they're signing up for appointments, being like, oh my God, I need to talk to someone, and you're like, hey, that's me. The response from advisors that have done this has actually been amazing, right? I think it was more just kind of like the upfront fees. And I also think that the movie, you were seeing people were seeing the movie all over the place. So, just kind of like the steam might have gone out of it a little bit. But every advisor that I had do that strategy had great success and generated appointments. And I never heard one of them say that they didn't make their money back at least 2 times over, right? It was just a matter of, it's a lot of legwork. It's a lot of the spend on the onset can be a little bit bigger. But the ones that I had that had a lot of super amounts of success with also had smaller movie theaters or maybe like more mom and pop shop movie theaters that like to work with them. Going to an AMC can kind of be costly, or a Regal or whatever you have in your area. But like, I know that people that work with like the B&B movie chains, or Even down in Florida, we had a guy that was working with a mom and pop shop that they just owned a little 4-screen movie theater, and they got a great deal. They did it on a Tuesday, Thursday night or something like that. Movie theater was happy because they had people coming into the movie theater and they got a good price on it. And we put 60 people into a room with the advisor, and he set, gosh, I want to say like 14 appointments on the outside of that. So it's a great strategy. It's just those two pieces can make it a little daunting, and so that's where we like to be straightforward about it. But it's a great strategy and it does work. So.
Yeah, I think the other thing with that too is you definitely want to have a team at the movie theater, because it's like herding kittens afterwards, and you need to have lots of people collecting those, quick fact finders or whatever you handed out and setting those appointments. If you have one agent trying to wrangle 125 people who showed up to a movie at one time, not going to be good. But if you have 3 or 4 teams going out there collecting, people don't walk super fast, you can get those second appointments booked. So next question here, we got a couple more. So, and we do have a little bit of time if anybody else has anything. And this was earlier in your presentation, so I think it was on one of the first 2 different strategies. What topics did you say are more popular or getting more results there as far as registrants and appointments?
On the events?
And you've presented, and yeah, on the events. And this was at like 2:28 p.m., so early in your presentation, and you went through a whole lot today. So
yeah. So if you're doing an event, I would say right now stick to taxes and retirement or legacy planning, the legacy piece. The legacy presentation is very simple and it plugs right into legacy lock if you have a legacy lock license, or even if you don't, it might be something, or if you're working with someone, it might be something you might be interested in. But those 2 topics are 80% of what I've seen people doing this year, and we've had success with all of them, right? Not a lot of Social Security lately, that topic. Always, it's a numbers game, Social Security is, and I think a lot of people have just kind of like worn themselves out with it. So taxes and retirement, legacy, those would be the 2 topics that I would say start with. Yep.
Perfect. Next question, what CRM are you using, and will it integrate or be standalone just on your portal?
So we just have dashboards that we give access to. If you're working with us in a VSL, we use Go High Level is the CRM that we work with, and you would get your own Go High Level instance if you're using that with us. In any instance, especially if it's an easy integration with, Wealthbox or anything else, if you give me a heads up, we can get it put right into your CRM, or all of the options we have. If it's a Google Sheet that you're working from with the confirmation callers or our dashboard, there's a button at the bottom or the button at the top that has the cloud, and you download it and it's all yours, right? Like, I'm not trying to keep anything away from people or keep it behind, complicated PDFs. You can download everything that you have anytime and put it right in your system. So.
Perfect. Last question, unless anything else pops up. Do you integrate SMS reminders or follow-ups before and after the meetings? And then can we exclude states like New York, California, Puerto Rico, and DC?
Well, yeah, so if you do a VSL, that's not nationwide. It's kind of like the area that you're licensed in. So right now, the advisors that are doing it have just said like Florida, Pennsylvania. I think the guy in Pennsylvania is like doing like the western side of Pennsylvania, but there's plenty of volume for multiple people in those areas. So you just kind of tell me where you can work from or where you're licensed at, and we kind of go from there. So yeah, we're not targeting in New York or the other one. California, we do a lot of work in, but you'd have to specifically say that I want to get leads from California, and kind of go from there. Does that answer the
Awesome.
question?
I got, yep. I've got one more question here. So let's just take from now until Easter. You're an
Okay.
agent. You want to get a seminar set up. We've got a lot of holidays. We've got a lot of, juggling some things. Let's talk timeline and like when we should start thinking about different things or times to stay away from. Because, I get a lot of times I'll get a call from an agent and it's the middle of November and they're like, okay, I think I want to do a seminar. And I'm like, man, we're walking through a gauntlet here of having a successful seminar. From what I've seen, my experience with working with agents, and I'll turn it over to you because you're the expert here, but these next 2 to 3 months is the prime time to be marketing, because then after that, I feel like it's not necessarily as good as we have coming up right now. So just wanted to get your insight on some things to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Timeline wise.
So timeline. That's why I reached out to Tim and said this event we should do a webinar, because this is the time to start thinking about September, October, November events, getting them on your calendar, getting 2, 3, 4 of them lined up for the rest of the year. There is a little pocket between Thanksgiving and December and Christmas that also works, but kind of like, so there's a pocket there, and then there's a pocket after the 15th of January, until Valentine's Day as well. So, but definitely before Thanksgiving, like there's a good pocket of, people are getting kids back in school, or, just kind of like summer's over kind of feeling. Summer was kind of rough this year, just people showing up. The numbers were kind of low this year. The registrations were good, but we really had to work with people to get them to show up for those events, which is fine, because we still had a lot of success with it. But, those would be the pockets. So start, if you get a venue, in the next 2 weeks, you get your ticket in and you're looking at the middle of September, that's perfect, right? So we're talking middle of September, October, November. This is the time to get on the horn, get a couple of venues, a couple of nights lined up, and then get them over to me, would be right now. Yep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I agree 100%. I'm talking to a lot of agents over the last couple of weeks, and they're getting ready to get events going, and this is a big part of them reaching those revenue goals. So, Clifford, any last comments? I think we're done with the questions here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the top advisors know their numbers. They know like they're not doing one and dones. They're doing 2, 3, 4 events in a year. The top advisors that I work with who are, approaching that 10, 15, $20 million are doing, 1 or 2 events a month, or 1 or 2 campaigns a month, which would be 4 events. Start planning ahead, getting in front of those pieces, know your numbers. So if you're, interested in being a VSL person, knowing how to work those leads, kind of like having that next step ready, and going from there, right? So, and familiarizing yourself with those pieces. So, okay.
Perfect. Well, Clifford, thank you very much for
Thank
the
you, everyone.
partnership and presentation. I've got one more poll here. Well, I've got everybody, and that is, would you like some information about Safe Money events? I'm going to go ahead and launch that here real quick. Appreciate everybody hopping on. Sergio, thank you for presenting with us. As Clifford just mentioned, now is the perfect time. If you wait much longer, 4, 6 weeks out, now we're going to be getting into November, December. We've got an election coming up. That would be a great time to have an event before that, plus all of the other events. So I'm going to go ahead and close this poll. Clifford, I thank you for your participation. Everybody on the call, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon. Bye now.